Well, hello and welcome back. This is Purple Poppy, and today I thought it would be good to have a go at the Roxy Creations Weekly Challenge. Now, this is a challenge that spanned over week 6 and week 7. I will put a link in the description box if you want to go over and see what Rachel did. So, it's like a document folder, and I do have a number of vintage papers. So I've got a 1909 diary. I've got an old registered letter envelope. There's a 1911 diary, old book pages. These are copies. I've got, don't need that, this old probate documents here as well. There's an old ledger page. Okay, so I've got original vintage papers. In fact, some of them are actually antiques. This one I'm going to keep, and I'm going to use the copy, and I've actually done it both sides, so I scanned and printed it. I've got another letter here and another document, and I've done that one twice because I want to put a label on my document folder, and I'm going to keep the registered letter envelope, and I've done a copy of that there, and I've backed it with a copy of coffee dyed paper. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be using. Now, for the cover of the document folder, I used one of these file folders. Now, these are not like the American ones with the tabs. These are the square cut ones that we get in England. They come in all sorts of different colours. And what I did was I tore the front off, okay, and then I've just done some coffee and ink marks to make it look like it's got some age to it, and it's got some crinkles and things like that. So very simply, what Rachel did was she added, this is a double one I think, yes, added the vintage papers in and then tied them off in a traditional document style, folder style. So this is the string where it was originally in the book. So this one is obviously miles too big. Now, I'm not worried about the length because I can fold that in, but I am worried about the height. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to take my metal ruler and I'm going to line it up on the edge of the blue file folder, and I'm going to bring it up to give me a crease. Now, I've measured this ruler with you many times, and it is 1 inch wide. We know it's 1 inch wide. So I've just done a score line at 1 inch, okay? And I was gonna try and find my bone folder. There it is. And I'm just gonna give that a good firm press down. Okay, so this is now my cover, okay? And it will be folding over like this. So, do I want that on the outside, or do I want that actually on the inside? Yeah, do you know what? Change of plan. I want that on the inside. So you need to decide that first of all. Okay, and then I'm going to line up my vintage papers. So it's going to tuck into that fold area, and then I'm going to fold it in so it's within that edge like that. okay? But now, oh, it's not very straight, is it, Claire? Goodness me. Okay, but now I don't want it wider than this folder cover. So I'm just going to use my metal ruler to tear that off and keep that for another day. So this is my very first background page. Then I'm going to open up this one and I'm going to tuck that one underneath like so. And then, which one did I do the back on? This one. So the one that I did the back on, I'm just going to tear this out. Okay. I'm going to tear around because there is a slight background colour, because the real page has actually got some obviously got some age to it, because this is dated 1897, so there is some real age to the, you know, the actual one. Tear these off, and basically I'm just compiling a pile of, whoops, that's not right, is it? That's not what we want. There we go. A pile of vintage papers. Now the ones that are actual vintage have obviously got their own colourings to them. This one hasn't got any colouring to it at all because it's a new print. So I'm just going to get my trusty archival sepia and a glue book or an ink book, and I'm just going to rub around the edges and just add a little bit more age to this, a little bit more authenticity. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the fold lines, because I know you can see a line there. This was actually folded like that. And then we'll get some ink running down that fold line. Okay, turn it back in the other way. And now I'm going to do this all the way around the edge. Okay, now we obviously need to do this side, and I'm thinking something this old has probably got an extra odd fold there, like that, and it might even have a little tear there, and we can just sort of, we've made a tear like that, and we can just yeah, that's where that's torn, or was, you know, torn. Just adds a little bit more age to it, doesn't it? Okay, so then that one I'm going to put that side, because we're going to have 3 holes, like a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. Now I very first came across 3-hole pamphlet stitch. I'm going to put this one in upside down so we don't lose the date. I first came across 3-hole pamphlet stitch not as part of journal making, but when I was working in a solicitor's office many moons ago, when I very first left college. Right, let's tear this one because I used to sew all the legal documents together as part of my job, and I'd never seen it before I went there, and they showed me how to do it. And we used to sew anything that was family orientated, so relating to sort of divorce or something like that. Prenuptials we did even back then. We would sew all them in a very thick cotton like ribbon. Anything to do with property we always did in a pinky red colour, and anything to do with probate we would do in black. I unfortunately don't have any of that thread. Right, so we can see these fold lines. So I'm going to do the 3-hole pamphlet stitch, but I'm going to do it as I would have done it then, but I'm going to do it in string, so it won't look quite right, but it will look okay. Okay, so they're the 4 fold lines that are in the actual document. Where is it? I just showed it to you. Lost it now. Here. You can see, look, they're the actual fold lines and the really dirty area, and that's because it's been stored like that. Wait, look, I'm folded in half and it's been stored like that. And that's why it's got those fold lines. Have showed up even on the scan. And I'm actually going to do these lines in black. So I'm going to use the same brush, that's fine. And we'll start here with this one. Where's my book? So it's a nice quick project, and although I'm doing it with real vintage documents and copies, you can easily do it with any kinds of patterned papers that you wanted to. You can do it in a theme to match, you know, any kind of journal that you're doing. So maybe, you know, a sewing theme or something like that. Oh, I haven't ripped off the top and the side. Look, you didn't tell me that, did you? Why didn't you tell me? That's because I was busy chatting about 3-hole pamphlet stitch, isn't it? Right. Get that one off. I'm hoping we finally sorted out this camera saga. Oh goodness me, it's been a nightmare. I thought we'd done it, and I filmed a load of videos, and then I discovered that we hadn't done it at all, and everything was on the up down rather than the across, so that was a bit of a nightmare. So I've got to think about that again now, and I'm hoping this is now it and we've actually done it. So, goodness me. Anyway, enough of my moans. How are you? You had a great weekend. I had fun at the weekend joining in the Sew My Heart. Enjoyed doing that. And then, of course, there was the Roxy's Journal of Stitchery to be done. So, yeah, it's been a good weekend. Basically just been at home. We haven't been anywhere as such. I mean, we popped out on Saturday. I had to take some stuff over to my daughter. But yeah, that was it really. We just shot over there, had a cup of tea and a bit of cake. You can't not have a bit of cake, can you? Especially when you go to my daughter's house. She makes the most awesome cakes, and I know most mums are prejudiced, but she actually really does. She used to do it for a living. So yeah, we had tea and cake over there, played with the children for a little while, and then we're back home doing, you know, our thing. to be honest, this black has aged up, especially on this colour print, very much nicer in my opinion than the brown would have done. I'm glad I chose to do it in the black. Okay, so now we've just got this one that goes all the way down the middle. It looks much more authentic, I think, with the black. Yeah, I like it. We like it a lot. And this is the archival jet black. We better put the lid on the brown as well, haven't we? Obviously that'll be drying out on us. Okay, so there's that one. And that one's going to go on top. We can line them up properly before we punch our holes, can't we? And again, I think I'm going to put that one in upside down because we want to see that. Okay, and I've got this one. So let's tear it on that paper line, backing. I trust everybody is happy, safe and well. You've been getting some crafting done. It's Monday, isn't it? So later on today, Amy over at Crafty Cat will be bringing the next weekly challenge. So we'll be having a look at that. I've been joining in those, haven't I, as you know. So that'll be another little project and a journal to a video to show you. That's so super crooked, isn't it? Look at that. Goodness me, Claire. Shall we try that again? That's a bit better. Not much, but it's a bit better. Right, and then we just run this round the back. Looks like we're definitely moving into spring. It's nice and warm here. Sun's out, washing's on the line, it's all good. So that's that one. And this one, I'm probably going to put across that way. So they're all different, you know, lengths and sizes. This one, I'm going to put in, we could put it in that way, but it will need trimming, and because it's an original, I don't really want to trim it. And that says Wednesday and that says Monday, and we've got August 23rd there. So yeah, no, that's fine for me. Right, and then we've just got, close that up because I'm going back to brown for this one. We've got this envelope. I mean, everything now seems to be stickers, doesn't it? Get registered mail stickers and everything. But years ago, we used to get these envelopes with this blue line on, and you knew that that was a registered letter. We did have the R sticker, but right, okay. Can't pick them up. Let's edge up this one. And of course, you can always tell the difference between the original and a copy, because the copy is only on the one side. I mean, I did do that one, didn't I, on two sides, just for a little bit more authenticity, and also because the actual document is blue, and obviously you can challenge yourself to make it look as original as you would like to. Right, that's all of our papers for that side of things. So we'll bring this back and we'll work out, I think I'm going to put it, yeah, that's the way. Okay, we'll work out and make sure that everything is where we want it to be. So this one is going to sit there. Get it in the middle, a little bit of blue to the top and to the bottom. I'll turn this over. That one is going in centrally. This is going to go as it were on that hole, because obviously being a 3-hole pamphlet, this one we said would go upside down on this one. This one's going to go upside down in the middle, and I love all the different colours that you're seeing and the different, you know, staggered pages. Love it very much. This one has got quite a deep, I'm going to put this up that way in the middle, and then I'm going to put this one to the top, and I'm going to tuck this one between the two. No, I'm not, move that, it's that way. Put that one in the bottom, and then, no, let's put that one in the top. Sorry, I know I keep changing my mind. Put that one in the top, like that. And then we can put, because it's blank, you see, that was my idea. We'll put that one in the bottom like that. So we've now got all of our documents in, and I'm just going to go in and I'm going to do halfway, I think. So there's one. There. Now when I did it in the solicitor's office, we never used to oh goodness me, I can't get through there. We never used to punch holes like this. We used to sew directly with, I just don't want that to come moving. So I just poke that in there. Oh goodness me, that's because all the papers. Yes, sorry, we never used to punch holes like this. I literally can't get through there. That's ridiculous. Oh, goodness me. Literally, I'm almost there, look. Not that one. Maybe if I pull that one out. So yes, we never used to punch holes. Sorry, I've said that 3 times now, haven't I? We never used to punch the holes. We used to actually stitch straight through with the needle. So it made the... Oh, I think we're there. Oh, no, we're not. Goodness me. We're there with some of them. It made the holes the exact size of the needle and thread, rather than that's gone through. Yay, finally, wow. Yeah, it just made the actual correct hole size that you wanted. So, punch it. Oh, goodness me. I've obviously got 0 strength this morning. I should have done it the old-fashioned needle way, shouldn't I? Oh. Unbelievable. I wonder if it's too full up and the spike bit's got nowhere to go. I wonder if that's the problem. Shall we see if that's the problem? No, that's not the problem. I'm just ridiculously weak for some reason. I can't believe this. It's only paper, Claire. What's the matter with you? There you go. See, this is what happens. You get old. Things don't work properly. Oh, my days. Right, okay. Well, you all know how to do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, I would have thought. If you don't, what we do is we generally do 3.5 times, or I do, 3.5 times the length that you want. We're going to go in through the middle. We're going to come up to the top. Okay, like so. And pull it all the way to the end, like that. Give yourself a bit extra. And then we go all the way down to the bottom and through that hole there. Like that. Okay. And then we come up the middle from the back. So you just need to line those holes back up. Poke that through from the back. Okay. Put one under. So you've got one on the right and one on the left. Give it a yank. Do a knot. And then a bow. And then it should never have been more than an inch loop. Weird, isn't it? But that's what we were taught. It mustn't be more than an inch loop. And then it has to sit over those strings. And then these mustn't be more than an inch. And they go down like that. And then we used to put a wax seal on there. Now I'm not going to do it because I didn't think to get all of my wax seal equipment out. What I'm going to do is put a little blob of Yoo-hoo glue. And then what that does, you see, is obviously it makes sure that it can't come undone. And then we need to take our ruler, and that's going to come, right, it's going to come that far because you want this one to be long and that one to be short, if that makes sense. I didn't use my ruler in the end. And then just use your bone folder, get a nice stiff edge. And then that is obviously going to fold over there like that. So this is when I'm going to use my ruler because my glue's still wet. Like that. Okay. And then like that. Rub that bit of glue off. Right, because obviously I want to let that glue dry. But you would have a label on here normally with a client name and everything on it. So, as most of those documents are legal, that's part of the reason that I printed this twice. Because just there, we have got the solicitor's details. So, if I tear this down there, so that if we want to, we can use the other one again. And I bring this right across here like this. Okay. This can act as our label. So we can either choose to use the whole thing and put it here, so you would see it even when it was folded in the drawer, or we can tear off the small piece and put it there. I'm going to opt for this one here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a pen. I think this is black, yes, and let's try and see, what have we got on here? Dear Mrs. F.J. Carr. So I'm going to put like that, just so it says the name Carr, because I think that's what I've read. Okay, and you would definitely have had a name on the file. And then I'm just going to ink round it, because obviously, and over it a little bit, because obviously it's old and used and battered, like that. And then I'm going to pop that on there. I'm going to use some stick glue for that, because it's paper to paper. There shouldn't be any problem with that at all. And we want it there. So again, just give it a little press down with my bone folder. And there is my version of Rachel at Roxy's Weekly Challenge document folder. So it opens out like this and like this, and then we can look at all of our pages on the back. We can bring them back, we can look at them one by one, and it's just an interesting thing. It's got this particular one's got a combination of original and scanned vintage and even antique documents in it, and that is thin enough that it will tuck into a journal somewhere, or could go as happy mail, whatever. I just don't want that obviously sticking to there, because that glue is not yet dry, so I'm going to leave it open there like that. There you go. So thank you so much for joining me. Hope you found some inspiration and pleasure in that, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye bye for now.